level, you think, Mike? And the finishing nail actually won't slip. And center a little bit. Go back, don't get it. Windows, in fact, are one of our biggest problems in construction. Research departments got into studying more than we've ever done before. Just how do you put in a window? So even though I've been doing this for 30 some odd years, I had to go back to school and learn again, why do we do things a little different, a little more? Why are there changes in the building code? If you're on those first teams, I'd like you to be here before 11, and we'll get you all organized, because then I'm going to show you specifically, we'll do a demo, specifically what each team is supposed to do. Mike and I will be doing that. I'll put Mike to work up there. And then you guys will be off and running to see if you can get your part done in the time that we have to do it. So we've divided this whole installation window into 4 pieces. You guys are only doing a part of the installation, and it's a frustrating part in the sense that most people think I don't even need to do this. Okay? In fact, we call it dressing the window. Are we ready to call this thing? Ready, set, go! I never held a hammer in my life. That's a good sign. Okay. The little details in the corners. We skip that, and yet it's that tiny hole that can make a whole bucket full as the water just gets in. And the judges will render their decision. I don't know. You have come to your decision?
Yes, team with Frida Goosing Advisory Services.
Congratulations.
Brian and Deidre. Brian and
Deidre.
Brian.
What competition for you? So now in this competition, we're going to actually finish fixing up the hole. And we're going to actually put some shims in, put the windows in, screw the windows into place. On a small window like this, they go 2 to 3 inches from each side. So you put your 2 shims in there, make sure everything is level in this direction, and then what we're going to do is go along on the sides. Find your walls, gentlemen, and we'll get this thing underway. Sometimes what we'll do is actually have one crew go along and do all these, the 2 shims, make sure they're level, and that's all done. They can do all the windows in the house, and in fact you can butter that up with adhesive. By the time you come back you can pull screws out if you want. And it just stays into place. And then somebody else sticks the window in if you're running through. And this allows us to come back later and cut these things all off and get rid of them. Now when you're cutting them off, don't just cut in this direction and slice in your waterproofing. Cut uphill here and cut from this side here so you're just slicing in the waterproofing. That's 4 of them. FNNHC. Second one there. Hey, congratulations. Now in this step, we're going to finish up the outside of the house, not the inside. The inside's the next competition. We're going to turn the walls around and go on the inside. Finish up the outside means we actually get right up to putting on the siding. So we want you to take this backer rod, and you've each got a package of it, and you're going to put in little pieces here and around there, and you're going to go absolutely all the way around with backer rod first. But basically what you're going to do is go from side to side. We're not looking for beauty here, we're looking for filling this up. We want to not touch the window, and that is counterintuitive. Everybody wants to butt this right up against the window. I want 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. Okay, the real important part of the competition is get it to where that's in, this is in, there's 2 J channels on here and they're properly carved. Okay? Go to your stations and we'll get ready to do battle. But by holding it square, I always cut my carving things square, I don't cut them on things. Cut them square. Now it allows me to point straight in, force the caulking in, get this filled up nicely back there, and that's a joint that lasts for a long, long time. A lot of houses that are made out of 2x6 these days, there's a lot of room back there. The backer rod, ceiling, and then foam later on as the next step from the inside and put it in the foam. So all I'm doing is sort of getting this in, getting it back. Now I'm getting it back just enough that when I caulk on this, now the judges are working on this. While the judges are working on it, maybe we can even get all of you to help cooperate with my muscle team here.
The winner is Mikawa.
Which wall? The second one here?
The middle wall.
The middle wall. The middle wall's been winning lately, isn't it? Thank you. So we've been building these walls all day long. And they've done all kinds of stuff on the outside to make sure they're weatherproof. Now we've gotten to the inside. Actually, at this stage, with all the work we've done on the outside, when it was done really right, is that this is finished enough that you can take your time to build the inside of the house. The rain's not going to get in, nothing's going to get in. We've got the outside taken care of. What we want you to do is actually shoot foam in here and fill this up. Now this is not a very deep cavity. This is actually a pretty small window. So we're going to shoot it all in one process. First of all, before we start the competition, we're actually going to do a little warm-up this time. I'm going to show you how it works here. Then I'm going to have each of you, once we get set up in your booths and you find the gloves and everything else, because this stuff sticks and gets kind of nasty. And by the way, you ladies, you don't want to get this in your hair. Okay? Well, it's not bad having green hair for a while. But you're going to do the foaming around that. You're also going to take fiberglass and fit it into these pockets. There's a knife there to cut it. And then you're going to lay a vapor barrier over and tape it on. That's the contest. Everybody knows how to use the foam. Get in your place. Get ready to go. And let's make sure that's shaking like it should be. And generally, you might want to start, that's a whole thing of preference, from the bottom or from the top. But you do less rather than more. And I'd rather see you come twice. The whole competition today is less about speed and more about quality. Because this is going to grow some, and it may be that I've already got enough there. I mostly want to make sure that I've got it deep down in the back side. Going from the bottom to the top is easier than the top to the bottom because it tends to fall down. And then, by the time you get all the way around, you can come back and see if you need any more or not.
Okay, well, everyone did a good job. But
You got to have a winner.
the winner is number 3 again, IFNA. Can we have them come up? And,
That was the enchanted wall, right from the beginning, huh? I thank all our contestants. It's been a fantastic competition. From what I get the feedback already, you've actually learned something about Windows and practiced it and got some of it down. So you might be able to do this in your own back home.
Good round of applause for all the participants.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Supper is at 5:15.